Hey guys, how's it going? It's Winchurch here, back again with another Fortnite Save the World video, and today we're going to be talking about the Copper Gravedigger. Is it good? Is it bad? I'm sure you guys out there must have seen some videos or have tested this weapon out for yourselves, but we're going to go ahead and purchase the Copper Gravedigger right now. Okay, awesome. So, what are you to expect from this spooky Halloween assault rifle? Well, these are the normal perks it comes with, and these perks are pretty much the best rolls you can actually get on a grave. You can mess around with them if you like, but, you know, I already have one from last year. I've got the 130 Gravedigger right here. The exact same rolls, just completely maxed out, apart from the bottom perk I changed for reload speed, because, you know, I just want that higher damage output. But, yeah, here is the Gravedigger. Now, let me talk about this weapon. Okay, so if you are a little bit of an, I would say, quote-unquote OG, so let's say you played since last Halloween. From that mark, I would say you're a Save the World OG if you're still playing this. Game. But yeah, let's talk about the Gravedigger for a second. Okay, it is a pretty decent weapon. Okay, I'll give it that much, but it's not as good as some of the later weapons that you see nowadays. I mean, we've got the Hemlock, which is a lot better in pretty much every single way right here. I mean, we could compare it to the Nocturno, and I mean, you know, the Nocturno is still even better than this thing. The Pain Train is still better than this thing. I mean, the P90 is, if I rolled it right, it would still be better than this thing. You know, there's not really a way I could say this without saying it, like, without being rude. I know this weapon is definitely the most hyped up weapon in the entire game. It is definitely the weapon that everybody seems to know and want about it. Like, I don't know, when someone then mentions Fortnite Save the World, the few weapons that most people just come straight into mind would be the Siegebreaker, the Nocturno, the Gravedigger, and the Buzzcut. Like, those are the first things that would come into my mind when talking about it, and probably the Pumpkin Launcher as well. So what you're gonna expect from this weapon? Okay, it's a pretty decent weapon if you keep this default perks. If you go with the ones I have, again, it is pretty good. But don't expect too much of this weapon. Okay, so when this weapon first came out a couple years ago, it was actually deemed one of the best assault rifles in the game. But as the game progresses and the developers of the game release new weapon sets with better weapon stats and, you know, just better weapons, this weapon ends up being obsolete because due to the fact that it's still got the older perks, it hasn't been affected by the new system, and none of the perks have been affected. You know, they could have easily buffed this thing just by giving everyone the option to put another crit on it. Getting rid of this damage to afflicted and putting a crit damage on it would definitely make this weapon top tier, but unfortunately we don't get that, so this weapon is not going to be top tier. Now, if anyone from Epic, I know you guys probably never notice a video like this, but if you do, please go ahead and get all your first year weapons that haven't been affected by the new build system, and please give us the option to have like a damage, or, you know, just give us another utility perk. Even put reload speed here, even so we could just have 2 damages or something like that. You know, give us anything so we could have something a little bit better than just these really old perks, because this weapon was really good before the weapon upgrades and the perk system came out, and then before double crit builds came out, because double crits have just taken over the game. But yeah, this weapon will definitely be really good for any of you players in Stonewood, Plankton, Canny Valley, and I would say like the very beginning of Twine. Probably Storm Shield 1. I would say it's probably the only option you could have to really use this. But it's decent. Alright, it's not good and it's not bad. It's okay. It's in the middle. I'll give it that much. But yeah, I would definitely say that if you were to choose a top tier weapon for the game, I would definitely not choose the Grave. I would go with something like, you know, the Merc MG, the P90, you know, something along those lines. Even the Gamatron, for God's sake, is a top tier weapon. The Silent Spectre, you know, or a lot of these weapons, the Wraith, you know, a lot of these are pretty good, but yeah, I mean, if you guys do want to use the grave, then, you know, feel free. If you are a collector, by all means, go ahead and purchase the grave, because, I mean, although the weapon is incredibly, like, what the hell's going on with this menu? Although the weapon is incredibly old, it is still relatively decent. I mean, there are definitely a lot of other weapons out there now that are better than the grave, but yeah, by all means go ahead and use it. Now, this grave, I've got my second grave actually. With this grave digger, I'm gonna end up getting 2 candy corns as well, but I can't actually do anything with the second candy corn just due to the fact that I can't actually change the element on it, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. But with this grave here, I'm gonna leave it at default perks, just for like demonstration purposes. But I'm actually gonna change the element to I don't know, I'm gonna change the element on this one. I've used an energy gravedigger, and I really love the feeling of an energy gravedigger. But it's going to be great having 2 different element gravediggers. So I'm probably going to stick water on it. I'm probably going to regret this, but to be fair, I'm not really bothered. But yeah, we're going to definitely stay with the default perks as well on this thing. I'm not going to change anything. Just going to upgrade them slowly. Going to evolve the weapons slowly. Gonna take my time with this one. Might just go with the bright on this one, and just actually I might just make this one like a full damage output grave. I might just go completely opposite direction and just do a side-by-side comparison in a later video. I might just go damage, obviously damage to afflicted, damage and damage. I might just go triple damage compared to my crit machine that I have going on over here. So yeah, definitely check that out if that's something you want to see. But yeah, the gravedigger's back, boys. Go ahead and purchase that if you want it. But yeah, I mean, other than that, that's going to do it for the vid. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.